Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, ladies. Hope everybody's week is off to a good start. I know mine is. Hello, hello. We are here, we're live. Hi ladies, I am going to do my best to read comments at the same time as doing my nails this evening. And I will tell you right off the bat, my computer has a serious lag, so I'm going to do the absolute best I can. Looks like it's lagging about a minute or so behind, so just bear with me if you can this evening. I am about a minute early, so I'm going to let people hop on. I would love to give away a free color tonight of your choice if we can hit 250 viewers. So make sure you guys are sharing, starting watch parties, the whole nine. Tag your friends who haven't tried Peppi yet, who need to. Because we got some good stuff going on tonight. So I really hope you guys are liking the lighting. I tried some new lighting today in a new backdrop. So you guys will have to give me feedback if you can see okay. It will take a few adjustments to get it perfect, but so far it seems like it's showing pretty good. Lisa, we are going to be learning ombre and chunky glitter, or heavy glitter, or just extra beautiful glitter, whatever we want to call it. Thanks, Stephanie. I know I'm looking at it on my computer, and even though there's a lag, it's very clear. Like, the light looks really good. So I'm really excited about that. And I don't even have the best internet at my house, which is awesome. Glam glitter. Yeah, glam glitter. I like that for heavy glitter. So tonight I'm going to be working with a total of 4 different colors. The first color I'm going to be working with is Moonbeam, which is a heavy glitter that I did on my accent finger, which is absolutely stunning. I'm also going to be working with First Kiss and French White to create the perfect French ombre tip. So I did a poll in the group to see what you guys wanted to see tonight, and everybody voted for ombre. So one of the ombres that I've been wanting to do for probably 2 years now, and I surprisingly have not done it, is the French ombre. So I said, why not do it tonight? So we got French ombre with the French white and First Kiss. We got Moonbeam, and then the fourth color, you're wondering, what is the fourth color? It is Clear that I'm going to be using over Moonbeam, and I'll show you why later on. So I hope I have a good angle. I was trying to find the best angle this evening so you can see how I do the ombre. So just bear with me because I know it can be a little bit tricky to see on camera. So I try to do it the best possible way so you guys can, again, see the angle here. So let me just scope out about where I need to be with my hands. Here we go. So if you are new to Peppi, we are a 3-step process for our dip powder. Starting with the first set, which is our number 1 ready liquid. This is our base to get the powder to stick onto our nail. And again tonight we are going to be going over ombre and glam glitter. Yeah, Felicia said she's been wanting to try French ombre. Thank you, Diana. I am so excited. I haven't... Well, actually, I lied. So I did an ombre not too long ago, but it was like the vertical ombre. So I actually have not done a traditional ombre style in a really long time. So I was like really nervous because I didn't know if I was going to be rusty with it or not. And you guys, I'm so pleased at how they came out. And now I am ready to get started and show you guys. So for the pink, again, I am using First Kiss, which is stunning. It's a sheer natural pink. Actually, it's not sheer. It is opaque, but it could be sheer with only one layer. And then French white, which of course is just simple white. And my favorite of the evening is Moonbeam. Check out that glitter. I'm trying to show you guys without emptying the jar because it's pretty filled to the rim here. So I have a couple tricks up my sleeve that is going to make you all some ombre and heavy glitter pros. So again, make sure we get our viewers up to 250 tonight. If we can get up to 250, I will be doing a giveaway, and we haven't done that in a really long time. So why not do it tonight, right? It's been a while. Since we've done a giveaway. So right now I'm just giving my nails a teeny tiny light buff just to remove the shine off the nails, which is going to help the powder stick a little bit better and make sure we get a long lasting pedicure that we're going for. And trust me ladies, after doing this ombre, I have no plans to take it off anytime soon. It's really awkward for me actually because I'm not used to wearing such a neutral color, but I kind of like it. It feels a little bit naked even though it's not, and I still have the strength and protection there. So with the ombre, it's really easy. It sounds a lot more complicated than it is, but it's really not, and I'm going to show you my exact methods here. So I'm going to do the best angle that I can. Let me see what we got here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I am using this brush from our Peppi art brush set. This is good for the heavy ombre that we're going to be working with tonight. I really love this brush. It really helps to create that perfect ombre line that we're going for. But that's not the only important thing while doing your nails. Oh no, Holly, you gotta get more First Kiss. It's such a good color. So what I'm gonna do, ladies, is I'm going to paint a nice thin base of our number 1 Ready onto my nails. And because I'm doing an ombre tonight, I'm actually going to stop a hairline before the cuticle on all 3 of my dips tonight. So when working with ombre, you do want to move at a semi-quicker pace than usual when it comes to the powder part, because you don't want your base to dry before you have time to ombre your entire nail. You want to hold your nail facing down and start with your top color and just get that powder on there and let it fall naturally as far down as it needs to go. And turn your nail to the side just a little bit. Now quickly take your second color, point the nail up, and just let the powder fall partially down the nail. So again, you have to move semi-fast with this because you don't want the liquid to dry up. It looks like I might have missed a little bit on the side there. You don't want the liquid to dry up before you finish doing your ombre. So it's really important that you first hold your nail down so the powder falls naturally down where you want it to, and then hold your hand up, which is very hard to do with my little space of camera, but hold it up so now the powder falls the opposite way. And tonight, my first layer under Moonbeam is actually going to be French white. So now with my ring finger, I am going to go ahead and just do a simple French white dip. But because I am working with a heavy glitter, I'm actually going to take my liquid all the way to a hairline before the cuticle, because the Moonbeam, which is the heavier glitter we're going to be working with here in a minute, is going to need to have a nice flat even layer of powder to lay across. And we're just going to do a nice quick little dip here, and that's it. And now we're going to go on to the fun part, back to the ombre. And don't mind me, I like to clean my mess as I go, because ombre for me is a very messy form of nails, just because I can be a little reckless. Holly, do I change my brush to avoid cross-contamination? Are you talking about the powder brush? In this case, I am not. But if I was working with a solid and a glitter, or just two colors that contrast it more than what I have here, then I probably would use two different brushes. Actually, I generally, like if I'm doing two glitters, a solid and a glitter, or just two super contrasting colors, I do change my brush for the powder. But I actually am doing live from home tonight, so I do not have with me extra brushes. So you just kind of want to turn the nail so you're getting in all the crevices. I just wipe my brush off quickly, and then I go right into the white, and I hold my nail up so that powder falls at a nice natural angle to create that ombre. And again, you have to move a little bit fast while doing it, because you don't want your liquid to dry before you get your powder on your nail. Jenny, don't be nervous. It's really so easy to do, I promise. It's so easy and it's so much fun. So because I am doing ombre, I am going on all 3 layers, a hairline before the cuticle this time. And I just hold my powder jar underneath my finger so that excess powder can fall right back into the jar, making my mess a little bit easier to clean up. And with the white, I'm just kind of, oops, I went too far on that one. I am just kind of trying to follow my natural smile line on my nail tips to where I want my white to be. And if you make a mistake and you go a little bit too far, it's not a big deal, because we're going to do 2 more layers to sort of cover it up. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the thumb. So in between ombres, I'm just wiping the brush off on a paper towel just to get that excess powder out of the way. So the thumb will be a little bit easier to use, to show you guys, So the key to having a nice, thin, natural looking pedicure is applying thin layers of liquid. If you apply your number 1 base too heavy, your powder is going to go on too thick. So that is one of the secret ingredients to having a nice, thin, natural pedicure. And I'm just holding it down. And now I'm going to go ahead and hold it the opposite way. And all your layers aren't going to be exactly even, but that's why we're going to stagger it. So on the next round of dipping, I'm actually going to go the opposite way. I'm going to start with the white first and then do the first kiss pink. So here's what we look like right now. You can see where the ombre is starting to form. Bobby, yes, these are my natural nails and I just cut them. They're a little bit dinged up from damage from several months ago because I got reckless and kind of nicked them up a little bit, but these are my natural nails, 100%. So what I'm going to do is grab a little paper towel, and I'm now going to wipe off the excess powder off my nails. And you can see as you wipe it off where the ombre is starting to take place here. It gets really perfect once you get into your 3rd layer. and then you buff it down, and it's like, it's just so flawless. I love it. Check that out. This is just the first layer of ombre, ladies. This is so exciting. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into our second layer of dip. So don't forget, we do have a giveaway tonight if we can hit our goal of 250 viewers. So make sure you guys are sharing, hosting watch parties, and tagging your friends to join along with us this evening. Alright, so on your second layer of ombre, we're now going to alternate, and we're actually going to do the white first and then the pink. And what this does is going to help even out the ombre, so we get it nice and smooth like the finish hand over here. I get so concentrated when I paint my base on, ladies. We all know how important it is to have that perfect Peppi cure. Or smooth, even Peppi cure, I should say. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and go up this way. Get our white going in here. And now we're going to go ahead immediately into the pink, holding our nail down and just covering up everything that's left on the nail. And again, this is a little bit sloppy, but please, like, don't be afraid to do it. Just make sure you cut your excess powder afterwards. So I'm going to let this nail sit for a second before I wipe the excess off, because now I'm going to show you guys how I dip my heavy glitter. Christina, yes, you can use French white and French pink. First Kiss is just a little bit more pink than the regular French pink, which is why I chose it, because I wanted just a little extra pinkish tone to it. I am, Lauren, I am using the same brush for both colors, just because I'm not working with overly drastic colors. Now, I just wiped off the excess powder off my pinky, and this is only 2 dips, ladies, and look how perfect this ombre is going. Like, it's already meeting my expectations of how I want it to look. So let's go ahead and take a break from the ombre, and let's go ahead and get into our heavy glitter tonight, which is Moonbeam. What I'm going to do, because this is the most convenient way for anybody who has Peppi gel, is to go ahead and just dump a bunch of that glitter, whether it's Moonbeam, Peppi Paradise, Glitter is Gold, or whatever else you're working with, into the lid of the Peppi gel jar. And ladies, this is the easiest way to get the most perfect heavy, like chunky glitter to lay flat onto your nail. Like, I kid you not, this is so easy. You don't need any special trays. You literally just use the lid of your Peppi gel jar. And this is what's going to happen. I'm going to paint my base on, and I'm very lightly going to dip flat into the jar. So it's really important that in the lid you shake it just a tiny bit so all the glitter is laying perfectly flat. That way when it goes onto your nail, it's not standing up, you know, too funny. So again, it's super, super important that you apply a very thin amount of liquid on this. When you are doing this method, if you apply your liquid too heavily, you are at risk of like squishing that liquid off the side of the nail when you dip down flat like this, which is generally why we don't dip like this to begin with. But when you're working with a heavier glitter, this is the most easiest way that you will dip. And you just go flat right into the jar. And that's it. And you just tap it off. And then you take your finger, just run it right through the side here. And then lightly just press down any of the few stragglers you have. And that's it, ladies. Like, that is the absolute easiest way to apply a heavy glitter. Like, you don't have to sit there and pick at it or anything. You just lightly touch it down, and that's it. I got one little straggler right here. There we go. And as it dries, I just kind of pat it just a little bit more as the liquid becomes stronger. And that's it. Super, super easy. And then that's the only dip of the glitter we're going to use. Heavy glitter, there's so much of it, you don't need multiple dips. One dip will give you full coverage, as you can see on your nail. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and get back into ombreing. So again, we're on our second layer. So we are starting with the tip first with the white and then doing the pink. Let me clean off a little bit of my glitter spill here. Alright, so nice thin layers of liquid, super important. And you can just kind of see it soaking in on the lighter colors, so you'll even know, like, if you got the whole nail like you should. Alright, and now we're going to start with our tip. Holding it up so the white falls into a natural ombre on its own. Getting that excess off the brush and immediately doing the pink over here. And you got to make sure you turn your nail because it's super important you get right into the sidewalls because it's very easy to miss when you're doing an ombre. So just make sure you turn your nail and cover in all those bare spots. Veronica, yes, on my third dip I will be doing clear over the moonbeam. And this is the only way I dip every single heavy glitter that I have. I always do a base of clear or color depending on which glitter I'm working with. So tonight I did French white because I wanted to make sure the white was all the way through. I did one layer of the moonbeam, and then in a minute I'm going to do one layer of the clear. Alright, we did the white, and now we're going to go ahead and get right into the pink. If you guys don't have these nail art brushes, I highly, highly recommend them. Especially for this ombre. Like, this brush is the most perfect ombre brush. Like, it's so awesome. I love it. Alright, let's go into our thumb. Yeah, 250 ladies. We're only 100 away. Come on, we haven't given a color away in so long, and I really would love to today. Alright, so again, I'm applying only my second layer. I know it seems a little bit longer, but that's because we are doing ombre, so the ombre does take a few minutes more than usual. But honestly, ladies, it's not that much more time consuming. But make sure your liquid is nice and thin because you want your final finished product to look as natural as possible. Just make sure you're turning your nail. And then immediately go over into the pink like we have been, and make sure you turn. A little bit of white does fall into the pink, but I'm not too worried about it. This is my personal jar, and it's not bugging me. It'll just fade right in. Alright. If we were working with other types of colors, like a glitter and a solid, I would not hang over the jar like that. Alright, ladies, so now I'm going to go ahead and brush off the excess powder. We're going to do it over here. And I'm so happy, like the ombre is starting to come out exactly how I want it, just so perfect. Oh, I love it. What do you guys think so far? It's really coming out. And then I'm going to use my regular duster brush for the glitter on the moonbeam just because I don't want it to bleed into my French ombre. So let's go ahead and go on with our third and final layer of ombre and our clear, but I'm actually going to go ahead and use clear first so I don't have to pause this time. So for the moonbeam, the accent nail, we did a nice flat lay of glitter, like it's so flat, it's so perfect. But I'm going to seal it in with clear so it doesn't lose any of its awesomeness when we go to buff it. Clear is definitely a staple powder to have because you can do so much with it, but sealing in the heavier glitters is like the best thing that you can do with clear. And if you are a glitter gal, like you definitely need to have this handy, because it will just honestly just make your life so much easier. So it looks a little weird, but once you set it and buff it, it ends up looking nice and shiny like this. So let's get on with our third and final layer of ombre, and because we're alternating for the perfect ombre, we're going back to starting with the pink first. Veronica, yes, thank you. It is a very delicate, it actually reminds me so much of wedding nails. I'm like, I feel super classy right now. Yes, Felicia, I agree. Clear is the best color that you can invest in because mostly for the heavier glitters, but honestly, like you can even treat it like a clear top coat like you would in polish. So instead of painting a clear polish on your nails, you would just make your final layer of dip the clear, and it really helps to bring out the shine and really makes your color like just pop once it's all done. So I talked a little bit too much. I got a little on the edge of my skin here, but no worries. I just wipe it off really fast before it dries. So now we're going to go ahead and do the pink first, as we talked about, holding the finger down to create a nice ombre fall here, moving side to side, and quickly getting into the white. On the final layer, I don't worry on the tip part about which way I'm holding my finger because I really want the white to stand out a little bit more than it would if I were to hold it at an angle. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get on with our middle finger here. We only have 3 fingers left, and then I'm going to share with you all my tips and tricks to buffing and filing and drilling and all that stuff. So ladies, when you are applying your Peppi cure, make sure you're always stopping a hairline before your cuticle. If you go too far up and you stop on your cuticle, you are at risk for lifting. And nobody wants their Peppi cure to lift, especially one that you worked on with all kinds of nail art and whatever outs you may have created. Alright, so that was the first kiss, and now I'm immediately moving quickly, trying to cover up the tip of the white here. And I'm just using French white and first kiss for my ombre colors. And that's it. So it's very heavy looking right now, but once I dust it off, as you guys have noticed, it's going to be nice and smooth. Yeah, Esther, like using clear to seal in your colors is really great. I don't do it often, mostly because I don't like 4 layers of powder on my fingers. but honestly, like for the girls that do it, it really helps to make any pedicure you have just really pop and shine. Because again, like I said, it's almost like when you paint your nails and you add that clear coat over your nails, that it really brings out the color, and that's basically what the clear powder is doing. And now we're going right into our third. Our third and final layer here. We got one more finger after this. And if you guys missed the beginning, don't worry, because obviously it's going to be on replay and eventually make it to the YouTube channel. Alright, so we got one more finger here to ombre. Andrea said she put French pink over her glitter for the first time this week, and it looks beautiful. It does. So if you guys don't have clear, or you don't want to invest in clear right away, you can use French pink. It works just as well. The only difference is it has a tiny bit of pink tint to the color versus the clear that is fully just completely see-through. So sometimes I do take the brush a little bit weird because I have wide thumbs and go across the thumb like that to help my cuticle line. I don't know about you ladies, but I am so excited for the finish of this. And once I finish this layer here, it will be much easier for me to read the comments. But make sure we get up to 250 ladies, because I would love to give away color tonight. It's been so long since we've done something like that. And I'm feeling generous today. Alright, so let's go ahead and wipe the excess off and reveal that ombre. What do you guys think? What do you think? Look at this ombre. I love the final reveal. I love it. When you wipe that excess off, like, look at the difference between these two fingers. It's not even buffed and shaped yet, and it already looks just fabulous. I love it. Like, it's so nerve-wracking when you're doing ombre because you're like, is it going to come out the way I want? But ladies, just stick with it. After your 3 layers, I guarantee it'll be exactly how you want it. Look how awesome this is. Alright, so let me go ahead and wipe off some of this excess powder. So just to recap, I used First Kiss and French White for the ombre. And for the accent finger, it was 1 layer of French White, 1 layer of Moonbeam, and then 1 layer of clear. Now we're going to go ahead and take our number 2, and we're going to set all the nails. What this is doing is just adhering the powder, making it nice and hard, curing the number 1, and just making sure it's adhered to your nails the way we want it to be. I love this, ladies. Like, this just came out so perfect. I truly cannot wait to see your ombres. I know they're going to be amazing. After we apply our number 2, we do have to wait about 2 minutes. Oh man, I just grabbed that paper towel that had loose powder on it. You have to wait about 2 minutes so it can work its magic between all the steps that we have going on here. And then we're going to go ahead and buff, file, and shape the nails. So while we wait on our 2 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and answer some of your comments. Nicola, thank you. Yeah, the new bottles are amazing. Well, they're not so new anymore. They've been out for several months now, but thank you. They are very nice. So what are you guys thinking of this ombre? Are you loving it? Are you hating it? Give me your opinions. I'll try to hold it down so you can kind of see it a little bit. Kelly, if you're talking about these brushes, I just do this or use a paper towel and it really gets everything off. The only time you have to like really worry is if you wipe your nails too soon and you notice the bristles of the brush gets a little bit hard here. It's because your nails were still a little bit tacky. They weren't quite ready to be wiped off yet. So just make sure if that has happened to you to wait a little bit longer. But all I do is just like really go at it and just kind of clean it off like that. Hannah, yes, you can have a matte finish with the heavier glitters, but for me personally, I don't like texture on my nails, so I have to seal it in with clear. Heather, I can't leave the live right now to do that, I'm sorry. And that's cheating anyways, you gotta share in other places. Alright. Oh, Stephanie, what are you about to do? Are we gonna be twinsies? Alright, so my nails are now ready to start the file and shaping process. So I do cheat for the first little bit and I use a drill. I really prefer to use this metal drill bit in particular. It's a nice, just regular bit here going on. The reason I choose this is because if I go off my fingers and onto my skin, it's not going to hurt me. And honestly, I kind of prefer to do that sometimes because I like to get that natural like cuticle line coming down in between the product and my cuticle itself. Hannah, you're so funny. Can I do your nails? If you guys are ever in Manassas, Virginia, and you want your nails done, all you gotta do is give us notice. We are open 5 days a week. And although technically we're not supposed to do nails, we still do them anyways. As a thank you for being so awesome for us. So I like to get like in the sidewall by angling my drill. It just kind of helps to keep a nice thin chic look to your nails. But as you buff, you can see like it really starts to perfect that finish of the ombre. Stephanie's doing fishnet stockings and Boss Babe. That's going to be really pretty. Are you going to ombre it, girl? And I like to go just around the cuticle here, just to kind of make sure I have that nice curvature finish. And I really don't go too long. My drill is on a really slow circular motion, which I prefer because it gives me more control of how I'm using the drill. And I'm just using a Bell drill that I got off of Amazon. I will tell you ladies, it's very pricey. You do not need to go buy a drill at that cost. There are much, much more affordable options on Amazon from like 10 to 20 bucks. So it's just a personal preference on what you want to use. Now with the heavier glitter nail, I like to do extra buffing because I want to make sure it's at the same thinness as the rest of my nails that I just did. So don't mind as I go a few extra rounds on this nail here. And I definitely find it very important to get into the sidewall so we can keep a thin, natural look when we're all done. And around the cuticle, because you never know if you have a straggler that stuck out And you want to make sure it's just nice and perfect. Heather, I got your vote, or did I miss something else? Ooh, purple and onyx. Purple and onyx. I love it. So again, I like to do a little bit extra on the glitter nail because I want it to be at the same level of thinness. But that's where clear really comes into play, ladies. Like if you use the clear or the French pink over your heavy glitter, it really helps to thin and smooth it out. And as you can see, it pretty much is the same level of thickness or thinness as my other nails, and mainly because we only did one dip of the glitter, which is all you truly honestly need when you're working with a heavy glitter. You don't need 3 dips of it because your nails are going to become too thick. And if you prefer thicker nails, I just wouldn't do more than 2, but honestly, I would do 1 dip and then 2 dips of clear if you want it a little bit thicker. And that's it. So now we're going to go ahead and work on the other nails and just really watch the ombre come to life. So again, I am by myself this evening. It's Tiffany if you don't recognize my voice. So I am doing my best to try to do my nails and read comments. But if we hit 250 viewers, which we can only do with your help by sharing and hosting watch parties and tagging your friends, I have a color I want to give away tonight. So for some reason, I always go a little heavy with my application on my middle finger. So I like to do a little extra. A little extra drilling or buffing. Alright, and now we're going to go right on into our pointer. Oh no, Michelle, you had a tornado warning. I hope you're okay. Hopefully nothing happened. That's scary, girl. I've been quite a few of those and it's pretty scary. So again, just take your time with using the drill. I highly recommend a bit similar to what I'm using because it doesn't scrape up your skin. I know it looks like it right now. My skin's just really dry from the acetone removal. But once I wash my hands and moisturize it up, they're not going to be like nicked up looking, if that makes any sense at all. And we're going into the thumb. And the slower your speed is on the drill, the more control you have of where you're putting it and using it, which creates a lesser chance of hurting yourself. And just slowly taking my time, going all the way over, tilting it to get right into the sidewall. I want to make sure my nails look nice and thin, especially on my thumbs because I have very wide thumbs and middle fingers. So I kind of want to slim them up just a little bit. And that's it with the drill. Super easy. And if you don't have a drill, it's completely fine. You can use just a buffer and have the same results in the very end. Amy, I'm just using a Bell drill. It's a portable drill. That's the only reason why I got it, is because it's portable. I don't have to be plugged into the wall and I can move it wherever I need during live, which I found is really important because trying to do your nails on live is a little bit hard than just doing them normal. So I do like to still use the buffer over after I do the drill, only because one, I'm a little extra OCD, so you don't have to do it, but two, I just like the final finish of what the buffer gives, and I especially like to do it on the glitter finger. Always keep the purple side of the block towards your cuticle to prevent tearing up your cuticle during buffing, but also you can tilt it in and get that cuticle line nice and good. Alright ladies, make sure you share. I want to hit that 250 tonight. I know you guys want a free color. But look at that. Look how smooth and seamless that glitter nail is. That is the trick. That is the perfect trick to doing heavy glitter. I promise. I will not lead you wrong on that. Alright, and we're on our final finger. And then I'm just going to give them a quick shape. So I did shape my nails before the live, but when you do apply the powder to your nails, it does kind of change the shape a little bit. So I always create like a base shape that I'm working with. That way, once I put the powder on, I just have to do a little bit of cleanup, and I'm not excessively filing and putting pressure on my nails because that's not fun. Nobody really likes that, but that's why I do it this way, to keep it nice and easy. Amy, do I ever get sad about changing my manis so often? Sometimes yes, and sometimes no, because I'm not always happy with how I may have applied it, or maybe the color on my skin tone or something, or I just get bored or whatever it is. But I will say I will be sad if I have to change this one anytime soon, because I really do love it and I'm not ready to change. I won't be ready to change. I know I won't. Alright, so I am going to tilt the camera up just a little bit because I want you guys to see how I like to file. So I'm pulling you to the edge of the desk, which is what I use to file and shape my nails. What this does is it really helps to keep my hand steady so I can keep my shape perfect the way that I want. So I just do one finger at a time, and I bring the file in and I just follow the shape that I already did. So it's just a little bit of cleanup, nothing too excessive here. And I usually use, like, for this color, I would generally use a darker background because it contrasts a little bit better so you can see the shape better. But since we're on live and I can't move the background that I'm working on, I am going to just keep going with what I have here. So the glitter nail on the side, you may, if you didn't get your glitter to lay flat, have to do a little extra. But that's okay. You shouldn't have to do, honestly, too much, especially if you do that little trick that I showed you guys when I dipped my hand. And then I just file my tip. So I kind of have a mix of like a square, squoval, not quite coffin or ballerina, but kind of going towards it shape. It's just whatever shape that I feel, it's the shape that I feel like looks best on my hands. So it's the one that I just stick with. And it's always fun to play with your shape and change it up, so don't ever be afraid to do that. So my middle finger does not love me. It always likes to do its own shape. So it takes me a little bit extra just to make sure it's perfect the way I want. Ladies, are we gonna hit 250 tonight or what? What's up? I know I'm boring, but I'm teaching you good stuff. My pointer also kind of likes to do its own little thing here. I'm really loving this ombre. It's been so long since I've done like a traditional ombre on myself, and I'm not a huge French tip girl to begin with. Like, I super love it on other people, but for some reason on myself, I just am not the biggest fan. I'm more of a jewel tone person. But I am truly loving the switch up here from my usual into the ombre, the French tip ombre. Like, it's just so soft and delicate feeling and just very classy feeling. So let's go ahead and move you back so you're not looking at my jeans. So now the nails are all shaped up how I want them to be. So before you set your nails, this is the time to give a final examine to make sure you're happy with your outcome. So I see one nail that's giving me a little bit of a worry. Not a worry, but it's slightly off, so I just want to fix it really fast. I'm going to use this dark contrast of my black desk here, just because it's a little bit easier for me to see. So I hope you ladies don't mind that I'm going off screen for 1 second to finish my shape on my middle finger. So what do you guys think? Are you guys loving the ombre? Or is it outdated now? Is it still trending? What do you guys love it, hate it? I think French ombre you can never go wrong with, just like French tips. And I know I said I don't wear a lot of French tips, but honestly, ladies, it is so classy, and so is the ombre, that you can wear it for anything. Interviews, your wedding, whatever. Like, it's just a simple, classy statement. Alright. So I've examined my shape. Looks like everything is how I would prefer for it to be. So now we're going to go ahead and set our nails, or my nails, one more time. Sorry for the lag tonight, too. Hannah, the best way to pick colors that pair well for ombre, honestly, sometimes similar colors, like if you have a lighter and darker version of it, pair really nice together, or the same like tone of color, like whether it's a cool tone color or warm tone color, like it really just depends. But honestly, in my personal opinion, there are no rules whatsoever. Like, any colors you want, truly. Alright, so what I'm doing is, because I don't have a timer, I'm waiting until my clock hits the next minute, and then I'm going to apply my set so I can track my 2 minutes. But I don't have a timer because my phone is recording the live. No big deal. Yes, Vicky, it's whatever colors you like. Just put them together. So again, I'm just waiting. If you were at home, you would of course move into your next step, but because I don't have a timer, I have to go off of my computer clock. I super love the French ombre. I can't believe I waited so long to do it. I was so happy when ombre won tonight, so I could do this finally. And again, for my ombre, I used French White and First Kiss, which I feel like personally makes the perfect French tip ombre. So the clock just hit the next minute. I am using my number 2 set to apply, to set the nails, because now I'm using it to cure my number 3. I'm not going heavy with my set. I'm doing just enough to cover the nails. If I go too heavy, they're not going to be ready to cure in the 2-minute time frame that I need them to be ready for. So I am watching my clock. My nails have been set. Again, I just set it with the number 2. So this step is super important. Once you set your nails for the last time with your number 2, you have to wait 2 minutes. Don't apply it too heavily. Wait your 2 minutes. At about the minute mark, I wipe my nails with a clean paper towel to eliminate any residue from transferring to my number 3 bottle. So make sure you follow this step to the T. Super, super important. So we got about 1 more minute. I'm going to go ahead and start wiping my nails off so they are ready for the number 3. And I'm going to grab another paper towel because this step is also going to be very important here. We are going to grab our shine, which is our number 3 bottle. This is our last and final step. In about 30 more seconds, I'm going to go ahead and start applying it. So when you apply your first layer of number 3, you want to do it thin like you do your number 1, but not too thin that it doesn't cover the nail. Like you want to have a nice solid layer because this is going to create the barrier layer before your final number 3 coat. You want to do about 2 to 3 quick strokes and wipe your nail on wipe your brush on a paper towel to eliminate any number 2 residue transfer back into the bottle. What this does is it keeps your brush and your liquid from getting contaminated from the number 2. So it's very important to protect your number 3. You have to protect it to keep it nice. And I'm going to go over some other fun things for you guys too here in a sec. Make sure you cap your free edge. You immediately go in with your second layer of your number 3 shine. This is your final layer. Cap your free edge and then just seal it up nice and beautiful. After I cap my free edge, I just do one more swipe over so any liquid that might have got pushed up when I capped it evens out. There's so many ways you can do it. That's what I've been doing recently. I change it often, but it works just as good. And you guys, that is it. That is how you get the perfect ombre. So very important when you do your number 3 that you apply within the 2 minutes. You wipe your brush on a paper towel. You wipe your nails before you even start your number 3. And also, you use the inside wiper of the bottle to remove excess liquid and never, ever, ever wipe it up here or on the side because it will seal your bottle shut. And the same with your number 1. You have to treat your number 1 and number 3 with the same type of bottle care. So in about 2 to 3 minutes, my nails will be completely dry. But in the meantime, here are both of my finished hands. Emily, you're so welcome. Thanks for tuning in with me tonight. Joni, yes. So many great tips. You have to try ombre again. Thank you, ladies. What do I get? I have to know. A 1 to a 10. And you can be honest, because I will improve. I love them. They look so awesome. And of course, I'll post pictures tomorrow after I scrub my hands and put some Vaseline on. So one little thing that I love to do after a Peppi cure that I never get to do on live is I like to use a salt or sugar scrub to just remove all the dead skin, give it a nice fresh look, and then I'll either use the argan oil or the coconut oil or Vaseline. And those are my 3 favorite products that keep my cuticles looking amazing. Like, I never have an issue, and I don't spend an arm and a leg to keep myself looking nice. Yep, so recap on the colors. I used First Kiss in French White for the ombre. And for the glitter nail, it's Moonbeam sealed in with clear, but my first layer of dip is French White. Holly, I just use any old salt scrub, nothing in particular. I have one that I picked up a while back, but I honestly don't even know what brand it is. And then I have one that Vicky gifted me recently, which I absolutely love. Vicky, can you comment the brand of that one for me? Because I actually don't have it in front of me right now. But I love it. That salt scrub's amazing. Ow! I just dropped my drill on my foot. And I also have a lotion thing or a body butter thing that came with it too that I use as well. But you can use any salt scrub that you have at home. So I'm going to give it another minute. They're definitely probably dry by now, but I'm going to give it one more minute and I'm going to show you the final hurrah. And we didn't hit 250 tonight. I'm really sad. But maybe next week or maybe Thursday, because Jessie is hosting live on Thursday for us. Deborah, yeah, we haven't done decals in a while, so we'll definitely show those. So they are nice and dry and ready to go. Super shiny. Bling bling. Alright, ladies. That is it. I love it. Thank you for tuning in with me tonight. I will post photos tomorrow. And again, Jessie is hosting live on Thursday. And then you will see both Maggie and myself next week on Tuesday because she's finally going to be back from Europe. So we will see you then. Good night, ladies.